Hi. I have decided it's time to stop playing it safe, to stop hiding. I think when I first moved here, in an effort to be what I thought would be humble, I quiet down a whole lot. I stood for righteousness. I still love God, love God's people, and love serving. And church was my place of refuge, my home, my comfort, and being more so in need and just so in regret of I quit my job when I moved and then now I need help. Whereas before I was the one to help, to give, to share. People could borrow money from me and then now the tables were turned. And I went through guilt and shame and regret. And then I saw some things that were surprising, confusing, in the midst of being blessed, in the midst of receiving, in the midst of being accepted, in the midst of being provided for in supernatural ways, in the midst of being taken care of by strangers. Strangers who probably thought, I ain't got nobody, I ain't got no nothing, and no faith. Uh, but I was wrong. Of course, those who did take the time to get to know Tameeka, get to know me, learn a little bit more about me, where I was coming from, and my background. And I so appreciate the ones who did take the time to welcome me, to include me, not pity on me, although I'm glad for it too. But those who took the time to find out, who am I? What brought me to Austin? Why am I here? So, and then got married, had a baby, and then shrunk even more. Shrink back, shrink back, shrink back. Got smaller and smaller, but bigger and bigger in size. Got bigger in size, but smaller in my spiritual disciplines, smaller in using my voice. And it's a whole lot to unpack just in that. But I want to say that I am getting up. Sons of God, arise, right from the ends of the earth, arise. I want to say that I love God, I love God's ways, and I am going to be shining brighter, no more dimming my light, because I thought I'm in a new place, in a strange place, and need to just, be observant. Although I did speak up on occasions, I did send emails and calls when I thought this does not please God. But I also went about it many ways, many times, the wrong way, out of righteous anger. But I thank God for His grace and teaching me and helping me to be gracious with myself, to receive grace so that I can give that grace, speak with grace, not change who I am per se, but allow Him more to shine and to speak through me, and to not hide, not shrink back, um, not be boxed in, but be all who He called me to be and who He created me to be. So I know I'm called to preach and to teach and to encourage. And then for a season, I wasn't sure, well, how to do that. So I've still done that with Timothy. I've done that with those closest to me and whoever God bring along my path. I've always been vocal about my faith when I work at the state, when I work cleaning houses, when I work taking care of elderly. I've never hide that I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. And even in social media, I share who I am. The ups, the downs, the good, the not so good, um, the laughter, the what's happening in culture, what I agree with, what I don't agree with. But usually I've just maybe you like, share instead of, and I've written, like voiced, what I thought and felt. But now we are in a time where it's videos, and showing your face more is what needs to do. And I've been hesitant and uncomfortable doing it that way, but it's time. It's time for me to stop doing it that way. So I will close that out in prayer while reintroducing myself. I am Tameeka, newly certified Christian life coach. I am still Tameeka from St. Patrick's, Grenada, Dion's wife, Tessa's daughter, Timothy's mom, Mommy Tammy, and just a child of God, a child of God who loves faith and sharing my faith. So God bless you and keep you and shine his face upon you. And looking forward to sharing more, sharing my story, sharing my testimonies, sharing my failures, sharing as I am growing and learning, sharing as I'm entering the marketplace as a business owner. Um, just sharing and sharing the goodness of God, because he's been so good and so faithful. So thank you. Thank you for those of you who have been supporting me, praying for me, cheering me on, correcting me, just being with me along life's journey. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate it. And God bless you. And God's grace extends to you as well. We can always come back to Jesus. We can always come back to Jesus. He is the well for the weary. So, God bless.